What's up guys, Ryan from H&S Motorsports here. Today we're at Glen Helen Raceway for AME Minicross. We have our newly released Orion E16S model right here, along with our E16X. We are going to go through these differences here and kind of show you from top down what the differences are. And we're going to see which bike you think might be best for you. The S is called their standard model, which does come at a lower price point than the X, which is their premium. So we're going to go through them, talk about the specs, show you some of the differences. We're going to go take them to the track, and then we're going to actually put them to the test and see which one might be better. So at the end of the video, we're going to let you know the differences. We're going to kind of highlight why we think we might get the results. But the big thing that I think is this S model is actually going to be faster than the X model simply because of the battery technology. So we'll get into the batteries in a little bit. So first, we're going to go start at the handlebars. All right, guys, so first we're going to go ahead and compare the handlebars. You can see that this riser bar does have a crossbar. This one does have a horseshoe type bar. Let me move this bike. We kind of got limited room on this table. So you can see the crossbar there. And then we will show you this one. You can see has the horseshoe type bar. The controls, the LCD display is the same with the power plus and minus functions. Now just be aware that when they are riding either one of these bikes, the little rider can change the speed mode while the bike is running. There is no way to lock out the speed mode, so just be aware of that. I always want to tell people that. Some don't care, some people do, want something like that, so just be warned about that. There is no horn and light on the 16S. The E16 has it. That's what this switch is right here. Grips are the same. Brakes are going to be different. This one does have hydraulic front and rear brakes. This one does have mechanical front and rear. That is going to be a big difference there. Also, on the 16S model, there is no lever adjustment on these. So these levers like this are how they sit. The X model does have Shimano levers with a small little, looks to be a 2mm Allen right behind it. That way you can adjust it so the levers do get closer. So that's definitely a big positive for the X model. Throttles are going to be the same, which is really nice. So it doesn't matter if you have a 12, 16, or 20, the throttles will all be plug and play. The only difference is the 12 model throttle tube is a little bit shorter overall length, but it will fit on a 1620. So that is a really great selling point right there for the bike. Next, we're going to go down and we're going to talk about the battery. All right, so next we have the battery technology. This is really going to be a big thing that you'll see. This one on the 16S model does have a 5 amp hour battery that will give you 2 hours of runtime. This one has the 48 volt battery that is 8 amp hours and a LifePo 4 battery. So both two totally different battery technologies right here. Now between the 5 and the 8 amp hour, you will be getting a different ride time. So this S model, you're looking about a 2 hour ride time. With the 8 amp hour, you're looking roughly a 4 hour ride time. Now I know a lot of people are going to say, wait a minute, my Stacyc has a 5 amp hour battery, but we're only getting 30-40 minutes. How are you getting 2 hours out of the same amp hour battery? Well, these are hub motors. These are a lot different. The amp output that they can handle and that comes from the controller and the battery is no more than 20, maybe 22 amps. The Stacycs are far more. In our testing, we're guesstimating roughly about 80 amps. So that's how this battery with the same amp hours is able to stay be able to ride as long as some others. So that's really the big positive point there on the bike. You will notice that the top of the down tube right here, the head tube, it is at a slightly different angle. That's how you can see that this bar clamp is a little bit lower. So this angle right here does change. Other than that, it's the same tube, same body, same everything. That's the only difference right there. Next, we're going to go into the motors and we're going to show you the brakes. So looking here at the rear, the rims are the same, the tires are the same, the motors are the same. They're both 500 watt gear drive hub motors. Now the gear drive means there's a little reduction gearbox in there. So that way you get more of the torque rather than a direct drive that gives you more top speed, but it does take away the torque. So those are the same, but you will see the discs are slightly different on the S model, which I'm not an engineer, but I think these actually look better because they have more surface area for heat dissipation. So I really like that. I do believe these rotors are going to carry over to the X models going forward. This is one of the very first batches that was done. Also, you'll see the mechanical brakes on the rear, and you have hydraulic brakes on the X model. So that's going to be a real big point right there. We do have full hydraulic brakes coming for these bikes for front and rear because the front on both bikes as well does have the S model has the mechanical, the X model has a full hydraulic. Forks are the same. all that is the same. So essentially the biggest changes between the bikes is going to be the headlight and horn, the handlebars, the angle of the head tube, the battery, the brakes, and then the foot pegs. It does come with stainless steel foot pegs on the X. The S does have these standard kind of cast foot pegs that do tend to break. So those are going to be some of the differences there. Other than that though, speed-wise, they're both the same at roughly 7 miles an hour for speed 1, 14 miles an hour for speed 2, about 24 miles an hour for speed 3, and then 28 miles an hour for race mode speed 4. Now we do have a video showing you how to put it in race mode through the display. And then I think that's it. So we're gonna go out to the track, we're gonna go ride them, and we're gonna see how they work. We're gonna pit them against each other. We're gonna check it out and see. My guess, I think we're gonna like the S model, simply because the lithium ion battery has more of a punch than the LifePo 4. That's really gonna be my bet right here. So ride time, the X I already know will win, but I wanna say for racing and just raw power on the bottom end, I'm gonna put my money on the S. So let's go to the track, let's go test them out, let's go see how they do. All right guys, so we have right here lined up the E20S, the E20X, and then we put the Stacyc 20 right here also just for a size comparison. This one has been cutting out with us. I think we've rented it too much and the controller's going out, but I wanted to put it out here so that way you guys can kind of see a size difference between the Stacyc 20 and then the other Orion 20 models. So next we're gonna do a race. We're gonna have them race these two models, the S and the X, and then after this we're gonna have William get off. We're gonna have our rider ride the 20, that way we can get a fair comparison between the two. I promised William he could ride it. He's been wanting to ride him all day, so if I don't let him ride it, he's gonna whoop my butt. See, there we go. Okay, riders ready? Look at my hand, go. Come on, William, catch him. Okay, so we're gonna do another race. We swapped out William. He's actually a really good rider. He kills it on the 85s. So he's actually a really skilled rider. He really pushed that bike hard. So you can see, obviously we have a rider who's just as good here, but you can see the difference between those two bikes and the battery technology really makes a big difference, especially when you have a bigger bike like this that you're trying to move. Okay, we're gonna go one more time. Ready? Riders, look at me. Go. Go get him, Gavin. He's faster than you, bro. Look at that. Brad could probably beat you. Uh-huh. Yeah. The rider is part of it. Okay, so now the next race, we've switched riders. The last race, the S model was in first, and you guys did switch, right? So the S model was first with this rider here. Now we've switched, we put our rider on there on the S model. We're gonna see what the difference is. Riders ready? Look at my hand. Dude, 3 for 3, bro. Riders ready? Look at me. Go. All right, so we actually had a surprise for that. We actually had the S model come out first. And the reason for that is this is our test rider's first time on this bike. He is a little bit smaller, but the problem was in the first corner, he actually couldn't reach the brake. He couldn't use the brake. This is because they're mechanical, not hydraulic. So that really gave the X model the advantage there. So the results there, I mean, that's what you're gonna get. If you have a smaller rider, he's just turned 6. And how old are you?
7.
So 7, okay. So we got someone who's a little bit older. Hands are a little bit bigger, so he's able to grip the brakes a little bit better. So I would adjust these levers here, but because they're non-adjustable, gotta work with it. So definitely gonna put some ASV levers on there next. All right, so next we're gonna have William go on this bike, and we're gonna do the showdown of champions, which actually you are 0 for 1, he's 1 for 2, and you're 2 for 2, bro. So you're in lead for the points. Let's do this final race, and we're gonna see who will win. Riders ready? Look at my hand. Go. Well, we got everyone going. All right, we'll bring them back over and then we'll get you in. All right, so we got our own little race going on over here. We got the Orion 16S, we have a Stacyc 18, the Orion E20S, E20X, E16X, and then 2 Revo bikes that just came out. Those are hub drive as well. So let's have a little race. Let's gonna see who wins.
How many laps?
We'll do 3 laps. Yeah, we'll do 3 laps. Okay, wait, come back around, come back around. So we're gonna start this on flat. That way we'll kind of give everyone a little equal opportunity, okay? So we're gonna do 3 laps, okay? No, you guys are all practicing and they've been riding those. Cash can ride anything with 2 wheels. Okay, you guys ready? Look at me. Go. So we do have the Orion S models right out here in front. Oh, we got one down. We got a rider down. No, he's back up. Williams in first. He's in second. We got the Stacyc 18 right here in third. Watch out for the little guy, watch out for the little guy. All right, last lap. So we got William on the 20S. We got the 20X going third, or second, sorry. We have the Stacyc 18 in third, Orion 16X, and we have the Revolt and the Orion 16S rearing it up after his little wipeout. Some little whipping. Good job.
Oh, you all right? Get up, you're good. Get up and go.
All right, guys, so now we went to the track, tested them out. Obviously, we see that the rider is really going to be the determining factor between the two of these. But when you try to eliminate the variables, you are seeing that the 20S is a little bit faster off the line. But the trade-off for that, when you saw a rider who just turned 6 versus a 7-year-old, he wasn't really able to pull the rear brake. So that really changed his lap times, and that's why the 20X did win when we swapped riders. Now, if the riders were swapped, we did see the X coming in rear, mainly because they both have a 48-volt battery. They both go the same top speed, roughly 28 or so miles an hour, but the battery technology, we really see the difference between the LiFePO 4 and the lithium ion, which is similar to a standard drill battery. You do get more punch, but you do get less of a ride time. With the LiFePO 4, you're going to get less of a punch, but you're going to get a longer ride time. That's why this one lasts roughly 2 hours, and this one is 8 hours. Obviously, there is a big difference in the battery size as well. This is a 5 amp hour. This is an 8 amp hour. So really, it kind of depends on what you value more. Do you want more ride time? Well, then the X is going to be your better option with the hydraulic brakes, the longer ride time. If you're looking for a little bit more pep and you're not really too worried about getting that extra 2 hours of ride time, the 20S model is definitely a good way to go. As of right now, this is a $1,500 bike and this is $1,700, so this is $200 difference. That is a pretty good savings between the two. Hydraulic brakes can be swapped. We will have them shortly, if not already. Go check out our website for those upgrades. Other than that, that's really all you got to do for this bike is just change the hydraulic brakes and you've essentially got the same one. This is a little bit shorter. So if you scroll to the end, you want to kind of see what our thoughts are. It really comes down to the battery life. You don't care about a 4-hour ride time and you want to save 200 bucks, well then you know what, the S model is going to be right there. If you do want the longer ride time, because that's really what you want, your kids are like mine and want to ride until it's time for bed, well then the X model might be best. But you've seen it at the track, you've seen them side by side. Now it's up to you to make the decision what you think is better. If it was up to us, I'd opt for the S model simply because I like that lithium ion personally. LiFePO 4 is definitely a good upgrade for everything, but right now I'd go for the $200 savings and I'd get the S model and just upgrade the brakes to full hydraulic. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and if you got any questions, let us know in the comments below. You know, we try to make our video edits a little bit differently based on your guys' feedback, and if you want to see anything different or you want to see these against some other bikes, let us know. We'll try to get some more comparisons going. Thanks for tuning in, guys.